our way home. It's kind of chilly here. She doing all right. She doing good. Shit, she's actually, you know, reached the level to where she get to take a what the fuck they call that shit? She get to go to retirement. She get to retire. You know what I'm saying? So she happy. I'm happy for her. I guess she getting her freedom papers. Let me stop, man. I be playing too much, dog. You know I like the joking kid and shit. You know what it is. Whew. Hell yeah, man. But shit, how you been doing, man? You doing all right? How your family doing? You know what I'm saying? I hope everything going well, man. You know, I'm just maintaining, just trying to maintain. You know what I mean? Just trying to stay out the way. Yeah, congrats. That's what I told her. I said congratulations. Shit. Hopefully, because she's starting to get into the point where she finna retire. Like it ain't happened yet, but she's like moving towards that. So you know what I'm saying? She getting all her ducks in a row and shit. And I'm excited because, you know, maybe we can start planting some crops. We done pulled up all that stuff from out the backyard and, you know, got all that stuff from out the side of the house. So next, I'm gonna start looking into like preparing the land to plant crops. So we gotta plow it. You know how that shit go. Like you gotta set. What's up, James? How you doing? Yeah, you know, but I guess we gotta set it up to where we can actually grow crops in the backyard. And then like I've been seeing a couple of my neighbors, they got roosters and chickens and shit. So I gotta try and get me some of them too. But you know, that's all like in the workings. Like that was the whole point of us getting the house, so that way we can start growing shit and producing our own crops and vegetables and shit. You know, just for ourselves. Like we not trying to grow food for other people. We just trying to grow food so that way we're not buying so much of our food from the system. You know what I mean? Like that's one of my like biggest beliefs. Like if you can't produce food for yourself, then you cannot claim to be self-sufficient, or you know what I'm saying? Like you can't claim that if you can't produce your own food. So that's one of the biggest things that I want to start doing or start getting prepared for. So since she's gonna retire, you know what I mean, she'll have time for that type of shit. It'll give her something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll help, of course, but what I'm saying is it'll be good for her to, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? I'm a DJ. Okay, everybody. James, my mama told me she was in your live the other day. She said she was in I said, look at you trying to be on live streams now. She's so funny though. It take her 20 minutes to type a 2-sentence little text message. But she's so funny. She talking about I was on James live the other day. I seen James. I said, what's up? Shit crazy. But yeah, man, I'm excited about this. I'm excited that she's finna start getting her ducks in a row so she can retire and, you know, cut back on her working herself to death. You know what I mean? Because one thing I know about this system is this. It don't matter what color, what age, what background, what religious denomination that you are, or what political party you know what I'm saying, gravitate to. None of those things really matter because we all is in this system. You know what I mean? Like we all get our money cut before we even get a chance to see it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know, none of us are really free. And because of that, Mom made my day. I knew she did. I knew she did, James. I said, you probably made his day when you came in his live. And I've been so like busy ripping and running away, I ain't been able to do shit. But I'm glad that she could at least, you know, come through for you or whatever. So I was happy about that. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Ricardo and Dean, what's going on? Yeah, man. But what I was saying was, you know what I'm saying, we all is like, I was, you know, just talking to different people that I work with, you know what I'm saying, and like thinking like, dang, some of these people that I've been working with have been at this place for my whole life, you know what I'm saying. And it's like, it's good to have a career, you know, that can sustain your life, but at the same time, a lot of people that I work with, like one of the girls that I work with, she got a whole farm and they got horses and all type of shit, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know, I just think it's funny how God works, you know what I'm saying, because 2 years ago I was talking about planting crops, and then through all of what I went through, it didn't seem that I was ever gonna be able to achieve that. But God worked the way God worked, and you know what I'm saying, now we getting to a point to where I'm actually going to be able to make that a reality. And you know, that's why I think I preach so much. What's going on, Nickelback Fred? That's why I preach so much, of just continuing to keep putting one foot in front of the other, because a lot of the times you got a goal in your heart, you got a dream in your heart, but when you look with your eyes, it don't seem like you ever gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? But if you look with your heart, God gonna make a way. You just gotta move on faith. You just gotta move on faith. You gotta move that knowing within your heart, like, it might not look like I'm gonna be able to do whatever I set my mind to, but at the end of the day, what it looked like ain't always what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was homeless, bruh. I was staying in a room with 3 other grown-ass women. 4 grown women sleeping on bunk beds in one room. You know what I'm saying? Bitch was laughing like, oh, yeah, bitch, you gonna grow some crops. Oh, yeah, bitch, you gonna do this. But at the end of the day, I didn't worry myself on how I was going to get there. I just knew in my heart that that's where I was supposed to be going. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I just want to, you know, put that out there, man. You know, thank God for that. And I thank God for working on my behalf behind the scenes to where none of my enemies could ruin that. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't see how it was going to happen. I couldn't see how my dreams were actually going to materialize. I couldn't see, but my heart knew it to be true. But I couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying? And because I couldn't see it, that was the blessing. Because if any one of them drop shot ass motherfuckers that hates my life would have knew how the pieces were to come together, they would have knocked them bitches off the board. So because things behind the scenes and nobody could see, nobody could ruin it. You know what I mean? And it's amazing to me, you know what I'm saying, how people will try to get you to tell them your plan so they can fuck it up. Oh, well, how you gonna do this? How you gonna do that? And then they start knocking over the pieces. You know what I'm saying? That's why I really ain't been pressing myself to come on live a lot, because the things that I'm building is still in the making. You know what I mean? And I don't want to put my own demise out for someone to, you know, come and ruin it. I don't want someone to say, oh, well, this is how I could destroy her plan, and then come and try and tear everything down that, you know, I'm currently building. Like, that's what people do. And it is just crazy to me. Like, you know, the energy that people use to discredit others, the energy that people use to try to destroy the hopes of others. Man, this world would be a million times better if we just focus that energy on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, focus on yourself, man. Focus on what it is that's in your heart to do. And don't listen to what nobody else on the side got to say. Because I ain't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know. And I still don't know how it's going to happen. But I'm wise enough to see God opening up the space for those things that I desire to come into fruition. And that's the key. Are you going to be wise enough to see when God is opening the door for you? Are you going to spend your time following trends and trying to do what you see the next person doing? Or are you going to allow God to show you how God wants you to do it? Because we can all get the same results and have took different steps to get there. You know what I mean? Like, what worked for you might not work for me. What worked for all might not work for one. And what worked for one might not work for some. You know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know. I'm in my mood today. So I just want to say, what's up, Cool Kurt? How you doing? Everybody in the building today. Shout out to the home team and all my, you know, my subscribers that have been here with me through some of the thick and thin. And, you know, y'all remember when I was in that damn halfway house. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man, for still sticking around and still fucking with your girl. You know what I mean? And, you know, I done went through a lot of changes. But I'm still the same person. I just, you know, had to learn how to get my emotions out of the equation. You know what I mean? That's the main thing I had to learn how to do, is to get my emotions out of the equation. Because, you know, acting out of emotions can get you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people justify acting out of emotions. And they don't accept the fact that they was out of pocket like I was out of pocket. But I had to go through it to get through it. You know what I mean? Like, all of these things I was saying back then, and the bitch was just laughing like it was funny. And now I'm laughing because it is funny. It's funny how an insignificant person can become significant. It's funny how 1,000,001 people will tune in to laugh at you, but only a few will tune in when they see you doing the things that you've spoken that you will do. They don't tune in for that. Why? Because they don't want to look at the failure within themselves. People don't want to see themselves as a failure. So they don't want to see anyone else successful. Because if you can look at me and see my success, as little as it may be, and you can look at yourself and see the lack thereof, you know, people feel some type of way about that. And I ain't nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't nobody. I work at the hospital. I ain't nobody important. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, to this world, I'm just another person that pay taxes. But to God, I'm one of those that believed when I shouldn't have. And because of that, You know what I'm saying? I'm important to God because I believed in God when everything was going against that. And people, oh, well, if God love you, why God letting you go through homelessness? If God love you, why God letting you have health issues? If God love you, why God ain't save your marriage? How do we know that those things wasn't meant for me to save myself? Like, losing those things was meant for me to save me. That's why you can't let nobody tell you what your goals are. You can't let nobody plan out your life for you. You know, everybody got an opinion, but at the end of the day, the only opinion that should matter is yours. Yes, the things that you do affect others. Yes. But at the end of the day, regardless of who all it affects, you have to live with those decisions. You have to live your life without feeling like you didn't live for yourself. You know, I don't want to be on my deathbed thinking of all of the times that I neglected to follow through on my dreams and my desires. I don't want to do that. And because I chose not to have children, you know what I'm saying? Because I chose that, I shouldn't feel guilty for devoting my energy to myself. Because I don't have kids. And I don't have the responsibility of raising the future. But I do have the responsibility of not leaving this earth with regrets. And not leaving this earth have living or have being had done lived for somebody else. You can make a million motherfuckers happy and you could be miserable on the inside. And I don't want that. So with that being said, man, I'm finna go on and get up off of here, man. You know, I just been busy trying to get some shit together, Kurt. Listen, I'm finna get up off this live, man. I fuck with y'all the long way. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your girl. You know what I'm saying? Through the thick and the thin. So shout out to the home team. We got Taz Angel in the building. We got James Howard in the building. We got Cool Kirk in the motherfucking building. We got Nickelbacker Fred in the motherfucking building. Man, shout out to the home team, man. Shout out to all my new subscribers.